And let's start with some breaking inputs which have just come in. But according to Chinese state media reports, it's being said that the North Korean leader Kim Jong Un is in China on a two-day visit. Now, a convoy that is believed to be that of the North Korean leader Kim Jong Un was spotted in Beijing this morning. And it is also reported that this is, of course, Kim's third visit to China, which is North Korea's major ally. Now, Kim has visited China in the month of March and then again in the month of May earlier in the year, and Kim's trip comes just 1 week after his landmark summit meeting in Singapore with President Donald Trump. Now, Kim's visit comes as a trade war between the United States and China is in fact intensifying, giving him an opening to play one power against the other, a tactic that he appears to be using as the United States is, of course, pressed him to take down his nuclear arsenal. So now these are reports that have appeared in the Chinese state media, where Kim Jong Un is reported to be presently in Beijing this morning. All right, now for more on this, we are joined in by our correspondent Gaurav Sharma, who is presently in Beijing and is tracking all the developments very closely for us. Good morning to you, Gaurav. What is the latest that we have on this story?
Oh, this is something, again, another surprise visit by Kim Jong Un. And if you see, since March, this is his third surprise visit to Beijing. And it comes just after a week after his historic meet with U.S. President Donald Trump, in which both the leaders decided to, or in fact pledged to denuclearize the Korean Peninsula. So you have to see, and this also comes amidst China's fraying trade relationship with the U.S.
Right.
So this is a very, very important meeting. It's a very, very important development, and you will have to see, because China would never like to lose the leverage over North Korea, and it's an important pawn, I would say, for China to play North Korea against the U.S. And it has always been said that China has such kind of leverage and influence over Pyongyang that where it actually affects the U.S.
Absolutely, indeed, and it is interesting, Gaurav, considering the fact that this is a leader who's been in power since 2011. He had not travelled outside of North Korea for the last about 7-8 years, and now this year we see him visiting China at least 3 times. It has also been to South Korea as well, at the DMZ, and also to Singapore. What is happening with Kim Jong Un?
No, you have to see that the Kim Jong Un also would like to report to China. And if you talk about Chinese perspective, their relations took a nosedive last year when China decided to go ahead with the United Nations Security Council's sanctions. But if you see, since March, when Kim Jong Un decided to come to China and meet Xi Jinping,
right.
And after 2 months again he met Xi Jinping. So he's kind of looking for a security, because China is the sole ally of North Korea.
Absolutely.
And if China washes its hands off North Korea, it will have no protector.
Right.
So if you see, it's kind of a big brother to China. So it will have to report to Xi Jinping.
Right.
So I think it was. I will. If you ask me, I will not call this visit very surprising, because it was supposed to happen. But I'm not sure. We are not sure about the timing, whether it was going to happen next week or after 10 days. But if it's come so early, the angle of trade war with the US cannot be ignored.
Absolutely, indeed. The trade war with the United States, and also the fact that China has continued to be the trusted ally of North Korea, is perhaps what has of course prompted Kim Jong Un to visit Beijing. And just before I let you go, Gaurav, in the past, the last 2 visits of Kim Jong Un to China were announced by the state medias, both in China and North Korea, after the visit had ended. But on this occasion, it appears that the Chinese state media, at least, has been more willing and forthcoming in announcing his visit at the time that it is taking place. Do you see this as a bit of a surprise?
If you see, there is a thaw in the relationship. If you see both the United States and the North Korea, there was a kind of a thaw. And by meeting the North Korean leader, Trump has also given a kind of a legitimacy that he is a leader. So China will not shy away from meeting North Korean leader anymore. So I won't call it a surprise anymore.
Right, absolutely indeed. We'll have to leave there. Thank you very much indeed, Gaurav Sharma, for getting us all those latest inputs. Now, it remains to be seen as to what actually comes out of this visit of Kim Jong Un to Beijing, because this is something that has taken perhaps a lot of people by surprise. Because remember, it was just last week that Kim Jong Un had, of course, met with US President Donald Trump. And this morning, we're given to understand that he's presently in Beijing. We'll be tracking all the developments and we'll be getting you the latest updates as they happen.